Welcome to Spotlight New England. I'm one of your hosts, Ashley Erling, and Audrey McClelland is here with me, and you'll see her in just a second, but we are switching things up today because we have a very, very special episode. I'm sure everyone has seen by now the big announcement. There will be a Real Housewives of Rhode Island, so we had to go to the best source we know, Bekah Berger from 92 Pro FM, and she's here with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Half
Thanks for being
hour
here
today. I was like, Bekah, we are just no holds barred. Like, just come in. We're just gonna free flow talk.
Yeah.
I have a few points that I want to make sure we get to because I have so many questions. But we're really just gonna chit chat today about what is going on.
She's never done this before too. I have to say, yesterday we always she'll always give me a quick rundown. She goes, "We're just having Bekah on." It's full 30 minutes.
Full 30 minutes.
Well, women know a thing or two about flow, don't we?
Yeah.
In more ways than one. So I just appreciate you trusting in me to have this time to talk about a couple of my favorite things.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bravo, Rhode Island, it all came
this
together.
is the perfect storm,
It really
if you
is.
will.
Yes.
For you.
I think we should play a little non-alcoholic drinking game. How many
Can we have a word?
How many Ocean State puns can we make?
All right,
Yeah.
let's go.
Because
Someone's got the tally.
right?
Jillian, you're gonna have to keep a tally. So
I
I
think
can hit
so.
at least 10 of them.
Somebody should have brought some Kiel vodka or something, or the oyster vodka, like a
Something.
local something.
I love
But
it.
the reason you love all things pop culture.
I do.
You always have. This is just in your DNA. But before we really get into all the housewife stuff today, tell us about your podcast because you have been doing the work, Bekah.
Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. The podcast is called Real Talk Roadie, and we launched end of May, beginning of June.
Okay.
So that was sort of when a lot of this news was hitting. Bravo had really just announced Real Housewives of Rhode Island. No trailer yet, no cast yet. So we were kind of just going off of, to quote Meredith Marks from Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, we were going off of the rumors. And we really, I can't get over how much content we were able to get out of simply DMs.
Yeah. Were you really
hearsay.
surprised? Were you surprised, or did you feel like this is Rhode Island, that they show up for each other?
A little bit of both. I thought I could get a 10-minute episode here, a quick hit here, but they
So it
were
exceeded.
It has, and also being able to get some guests on has been really nice. Not Dolores, not yet. That was wishful thinking.
That'll
Putting it out there.
Manifesting that. But no, Danielle from Real Housewives of New Jersey was my first guest, Danielle Cabral, whose husband is from Fall River.
Because there is always a local connection.
We're always bringing it back to the Bay, aren't we? And so that was my first guest.
Okay.
And then I had former friend from Real Housewives of New Jersey weeks later.
I love this
Kim
one.
D. Who had
Which is epic.
so much tea on
again,
Rhode Island.
How she still has all the tea is beyond me. I love it.
She's a trusted source. And
like you.
I would love you know how sometimes you just want a peek at people's DMs?
Yeah.
I love a peek
Can
at
you
her
imagine?
DMs.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
Susanna Pagliata, who was on Game of Crowns.
with Lynn Diamante.
Yep.
Yes, with Lynn.
Yeah, with
And you know what was great about Susanna? It was just getting her take on things because my
she's been
goodness,
there.
they walked in heels. Long before.
Behind the scenes. And now that's why I will say, when they first announced it, I was nervous and hesitant because I watched Game of Crowns and I loved it, personally.
Yeah, I did love
I
it,
watched
too.
every episode and I loved it. And it only lasted that one season.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, are they going to try this again? And for whatever reason, even though I loved it, that didn't work out for Bravo and that franchise, I guess. But I'm feeling pretty hopeful about the Housewives.
And it's too bad. That was sort of just a one-off. I heard somebody say this. It always starts as sort of a plan with these shows.
Okay.
And if I'm not saying Game of Crowns, I'm not saying that, they were fantastic on their own.
Yeah.
But sometimes what happens is the end game is always, or the end goal is always Real Housewives, right? But if you see a niche in personality, then they go with a theme, which in that case was adult beauty pageants.
Right.
So they easily could have been a Housewives. I just think it wasn't the time yet.
Yeah, it wasn't the
That's
time
right.
yet.
And think about how much has happened since 2013 or whatever
lot.
it was. And think
the
about
whole world changed.
the world, but also Rhode Island and the spotlight on Rhode Island.
Yeah, much bigger.
Olivia Culpo.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Pauly D.
Oh,
And
yeah, you're right.
There's been so much. The tide has changed.
This is
so much.
How long has it been? Has it been 20 years of Housewives?
Housewives launched in 2006 with the
20.
Real Housewives of Orange County. And they were inspired by two things. They were inspired by wealth.
Aspiration, want to be there.
But pop culture wise, they were inspired by Desperate Housewives.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
At the time was a huge show. I still would love to go back and do a rewatch of it. Anyway,
Yes.
and they were inspired by also Laguna Beach, so a couple of
Oh,
things.
that's right. Yeah.
And they were inspired by
That all makes sense.
The OC.
Yeah.
Which was a great
one of the best
was a good
shows.
job.
Seth Cohen,
One of the best shows.
Adam Brody.
All
my
right,
boyfriend.
we're going to take a quick pause right here. Then we are going to really, truly get into it after
thick of it.
this quick break. So stick around. We will be right back on Spotlight New England. Welcome back to what we are referring to as a very special Spotlight New England today. We are going to get right into it now because we have so much to talk about. Our very good friend Bekah Berger is here to break down Bravocon for us, baby. And there's a lot to talk about. We're focusing, of course, on the Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
I mean,
Feels so good to say it.
doesn't
doesn't
it?
it?
The official
Was there any thought that
sanction.
it wasn't going to happen,
You
or
know
what
what?
do you think?
No. So what got me a little bit nervous was how much emphasis was all of a sudden back on New Jersey.
On Jersey.
And also New York.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to say that Rhode Island was going to be used as a replacement. I am not saying that at all. I was hoping that we could all live together in one wonderful tri-state New England.
Right, because they are kind of close
cute little
together.
And very similar in vibe.
Yes,
Yeah,
they are.
very much so.
They can be. They can be.
For the longest time, Jersey was on pause.
Yeah.
Real Housewives of New York with the reboot, it did not go as planned for Bravo.
Nope.
So when I heard about Rhode Island and that they were trying to cast around here, I thought, oh.
Too much too soon
Yeah.
or something.
Or that Rhode Island was just going to be a fresh, new, almost replacement
Yeah.
of. But also hoping that we could all live together in harmony with
Yeah.
New York, New Jersey, and Rhode Island.
All right, let's get into
dive
it.
into
Let's
that.
break down the cast.
I was gonna say,
Becca.
let's talk about
just
this cast.
Go
Yeah.
for it. Tell us who
She's
we
got
have.
notes, Ash. I love this.
You know, a lot of us heard rumors.
Yeah.
A lot of the rumors were true. Some of them were sort of true, and I guess some were just
let
not
me
true
ask
at
you
all.
both- this.
You were pretty spot on with the cast, Becca.
You know,
I love the way you're consulting your notes.
I know this is so silly that I
No,
have
I love it. I truly love
my
it.
papers
is
right in front of me.
important.
I'm gonna try not to use my finger to do the papers as I sometimes do. It's so gross when people do that in the grocery store with the plastic.
bills?
Yeah, and the bills as well. Okay, so the cast, there's 7. Now, as far as Housewives go for first season, that's a lot.
Oh, there's a lot.
However, I did a little bit of research.
Yeah.
Potomac in first season had 6. Salt Lake City first season had 6 as well. However, 7 just feels like a big number.
It does
for
feel
some
like a
reason.
big
does.
number.
A lot of stories to
I will
follow.
say it feels as though that number could whittle down if the franchise continues, but
It sure can.
Right.
we'll see what happens.
Oh, we've had
but with a lot of
franchises-
friends.
We've had franchises before. Miami comes to mind where there's like 8 or 9 across or something crazy
Yeah.
like
Like,
that,
who
and
are
then
these
one season
people?
there'll be like
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
So true.
All right, what do we
okay.
have?
So we have, and and I just did this on my podcast yesterday. It felt so freeing
Just to get
say
it out.
names,
Real.
'cause instead of saying allegedly or saying whatever. Alicia Carmody.
Yeah.
So she's from Cranston.
Yep.
Alicia, it's all of a sudden, like in the trailer with that accent,
The
I thought
accent.
stood on its own
Yeah.
when she said rubbing more than just foots.
Yep. Yep.
We love it.
I put it on a shirt already.
Yes.
So you have Alicia, and
Yeah.
of course, they call her the runaway bride in this press release. So we're
I didn't realize that. I mean, I didn't know. I don't know. I knew about the pizza
Mama.
Pizza
Yeah,
Mama.
That's in Cranston.
the pizza franchise. So that was what in my head I was referring
That's
to
what
her
you were
as
thinking.
Pizza Mama.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the press release,
But I
it
like the
says,
press release.
Runaway bride, and this is all about her and her partner Billy. They've been together for 8 years. They have a daughter, and I love this line: proving she can handle the heat both in and out of the kitchen.
Boom. There you
That's
go. There's
Alicia,
your little thing.
one of 4 Cranston women
Yes.
on the Real
Cranston
Housewives
heavy, Cranston
of
heavy.
Rhode Island, as it should
Not
be.
surprising, right? No.
It isn't center of the universe.
Yeah.
And also like, you know, Rhode Island is acting as a city. Because all
Yeah.
the other ones are Beverly Hills, that is one
That is a
place.
city.
New York City,
City.
that is one city.
Right.
Jersey's, I guess, a little maybe spread. But like again, it's all supposedly friend groups.
Yeah.
forced friend groups.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you mentioned the geography of it all. I think this is the first cast that
That's
is
just
actually
a state.
but just as close together as they
Within
are.
an
Because
hour.
in Jersey,
Real Housewives of all of Texas.
all right, because with Jersey they're like
Yeah.
an hour and a
Spread
half
out.
away
You're
from
right.
each other. But
Yeah.
they're
This
all
is right
within
here.
15
Hop, skip, and a
minutes.
jump.
So
Right.
I'm guessing, production-wise, filming probably love that. 'Cause
Yes.
they didn't have
So
to,
easy.
Yeah.
do a road trip
true.
every day.
Okay.
So that's
So
Alicia.
then we have
Rosie. So Rosie worked at WPRI.
she sure
She
did.
worked at Channel
Yep.
10. So out of the unknowns, quote unquote, because we're going to get into the known people in a second, but she's probably the most well-known name out of all of them.
Yep.
So then we're going to get into, this is a franchise first. Ashley Iaconetti. There is never...
This is big.
It's a crossover.
It's never been a crossover like this with Bachelor and with Real Housewives.
And like very different franchises, but yet the same demographic of people probably that watch.
Easily could share a fan base. It's what we were just talking about with
Yeah.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives off air with Taylor.
Brilliant
Right.
to
Yeah.
cross
But
over.
now they're, so like it's interesting though to see everyone kind of playing nice together now, acknowledging that these other shows
Exist.
to be honest.
It is.
Because in the TV world, that's not something that has always been done because
Right.
you kind of just run your own race and act like no one else is
Yeah.
in the game.
True, and actually a few of them alluded to, we act like that in Rhode Island. We act like no, I think Ashley was the one that said, that we act like there's no other states that exist.
Yes.
True.
So Ashley Ashley and Jared, obviously no stranger to
Which I'm
reality
excited to
TV.
watch them.
Yeah, they'll be
I'm
good.
excited to watch them as well. Liz McGraw, so they call Liz Rhode Island royalty. They refer to Liz as the cannabis queen.
Yes.
It seemed from the trailer as though she really plays a very big role here.
I loved her with the boots on the boat.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to say when she said boo.
Oh, boo. I love that too. That was a standout moment for me. Now,
Boo and boots.
the Bravo pages are having a ball with Liz right now. And
Okay.
here's why. Immediately when they saw Liz, they thought of Dolores. Then
They're identical.
seconds later when they saw
Yeah.
Dolores, everybody's minds were blown.
Yeah.
The other thing I love about Liz, again, this is all inside Bravo, but if you watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, Meredith Marks, who I've already mentioned, she's an icon. Liz sounds like Meredith.
She does sound like Meredith.
When she uses the word...
I need to hear it more. I need to hear her talk
You
more.
have to hear both. When she
Yeah.
says Delulu, she
Yeah.
sounds so much like Meredith. And I'm excited about her business with Jerry and the Slater Center being
Another kind of first, right?
front and center.
Yeah.
I think that they've alluded to the cannabis industry on Real Housewives,
But now they're getting into it.
this is big.
Yeah.
We are getting high on Liz. All right. So Rula and her husband, they've been in the news lately, the last few months. So that's obviously, I don't know if cameras picked back up for this to cover it.
You know what? That's an interesting point that I will. You know what they do a lot on Bravo and Housewives is at the end of a season, you think it's over. They do the little thing next to them, like she's been working on her fitness and has lost 30 pounds and we'll see her next season. You know, whatever it says next to the person, right?
Yeah.
And then
for
they'll
her.
end it.
Yeah.
And they'll act like it's over and then they'll go 2 months later.
That's true. They could
and
do
they'll
that.
just show a teaser and that's
They
it.
could do
And it'll
that.
be like,
because that's
you know,
fantastic drama.
I'm laughing
because I feel like that's how they're going to do
the
it.
charge I get when
Right?
it says 2 months
You're
later, I'm
like,
like I would scream, but I don't want to scare the
Right, I
newsroom.
know.
I get so excited with that stuff.
I know.
get
Look
charged
at me. I'm
up.
like jumping out of my chair right now.
So we have Rula.
Yeah.
Okay, so also I want to make mention of the 7. There's only 2 who I believe are not married. Which
Okay.
you hear Real Housewife, you would think, oh, everybody's
Everyone
married.
has to be married.
That's not true.
Well,
Yeah, Bethany
a lot
wasn't.
are divorced as well. Either not married or divorced or
Yeah.
going through things
But-
or married, you know.
As far as casts go, I think out of a lot of these different franchises, this one might be the most with actual wives
with actual
involved.
wives involved. Yeah.
On paper, anyway.
Right.
Kelsey, who we were with at an event recently, who is absolutely beautiful.
Oh my God. In person, I mean, she's beautiful anyway, but
Stunning.
in person, I'm like,
There's
how
a
do you
reason
look
why
like that?
she
There's a reason why
is
she's cast.
Miss Rhode Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're going to cover her 10-year relationship with a very prominent Rhode Islander. And then Joellen. You know what I thought about? It's so funny with Joellen. So Joellen followed the Cranston West to URI pipeline, which a lot of people follow in the state.
Right.
And all I could think of was not so much the people here, but like I believe Joellen was in a sorority, and I'm sure I'm going to get somebody correcting me if not.
Yep.
I think about the people she went, or any of them that went to they went to college with, and all of a sudden they're like, scrolling through their phone. Oh, Bravo posted Real Housewives.
Oh my gosh,
and then
I
went to
college.
college
Seen
with
them do,
Yeah.
Because in college, nobody is necessarily doing the best thing that they've ever done in their life. This is
and
an exploratory
and
time.
this is a different job, quote unquote, path for people.
But do you know what I mean? It's like you're looking at your phone and you're like, I had gen eds with that girl.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know why, but that immediately came to mind.
Yeah.
I love that they refer to her as the detective, the sleuth.
Yeah,
I think that she fits that role. And then finally they cover Dolores.
Yes.
Right. So
Dolores hit
weirdly,
it.
Dolores is in this, which I stand corrected. I texted you because, of course, we've been talking about this for months, and I was like, "There's no way Dolores." This was months ago. I'm like texting Bekah, "There's no way Dolores is in this show. That everybody's wrong." You were like, "I don't know." You're like, "There's some truth," and you were right, and I was wrong.
And she had the best summer here. Like,
she lived her best life.
She
was all
best
over.
Rhode Island life.
one hot Dolores summer.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I wouldn't be surprised because they just got engaged,
Yeah.
Dolores and Paulie.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if Rhode Island, actually, you might have to give her
There's
some vendor
a lot.
recommendations.
Listen, I know a lot of people now, and I can definitely
in that
help. I
wedding
could be her
industry,
wedding
you're hot
planner.
to trot.
You are a
Because now I
wedding
have nothing to
influencer.
do.
That's
I
what
have
you
Tell me
are.
this,
now.
who are you most, because listen, every time you watch one of these, there's a spotlight, you're someone you can't wait to watch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And listen, we have been watching this for 20 years.
Yeah.
There's a formula to
Yeah.
Housewives. It's just like a Hallmark movie. We know the formula.
A very different Hallmark.
Definitely different, but we all know.
Hallmark with an edge.
We all know what Bravo looks for.
Sure.
We could all be casting directors immediately, but who are you most excited out of this cast to see?
So Dolores and Ashley aside, because
Yeah.
they are well known.
And were you surprised? But like, did anybody surprise you? Like, did the Ashley thing surprise you?
I was surprised by Ashley.
I was surprised by Ashley.
Yeah.
And I say that because I thought she was just a Bachelor Nation girly for life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so they obviously, casting and producers did a really they had a good
it's
sell,
smart.
a good sell to her,
Yeah.
and obviously it was right for her family.
Yeah.
I love Jared. I
Yes.
love how
Yeah.
much and I love Ashley too. I love how much Jared loves Rhode Island. He's like
Yes.
me.
Yeah. Yes.
All of us. We are such
We are
champions
rooting for them.
Yeah.
We are
such
rooting
champions.
for them.
Yeah.
But I honestly think first of all, I've already seen fan pages for Joe Ellen.
Yes.
Okay.
But there's something about Liz McGraw
Yes, I
that
agree.
I think is going to be, not to rhyme, but such a draw
Yeah.
for people.
Yeah.
It's the Dolores kind of familiarity kind
Yeah,
of thing.
yeah.
It's that cannabis queen line. It's the biker boots and the boat.
Yeah.
There's something about Liz. The Bravo people glom onto moments, like the most unserious moments. And I think that,
Yeah,
with
right,
a combination
right.
of glam, like
Yeah.
she really is stunning.
Yeah.
And I think she's going to give us some really good confessional looks.
Oh,
Like-
I'm so excited.
That's going to be great.
And that's why
gonna
I
be
For
great.
all of it.
Yeah.
I think they're all going to be standouts.
I love the
on their
fashion.
own, but
I
I'm
love
looking
the
forward to
fashion.
seeing how Liz is received.
Do we know? I hate that the show's only a half hour today.
I know.
I need 2 hours. Do we know a premiere date?
If I only had this premiere date, so this is the big question. I have heard.
Did they even allude to it at Bravocon?
No, they just said
they
2026.
Okay.
But
And-
were you thinking spring though when
Yeah.
we talked to you last time?
I was thinking.
You think still
I
spring?
think spring.
I've heard February. I've heard
Okay.
March.
February, really?
But
That
I
would
don't-
be soon. I don't think so.
But they got that.
But I've been wrong about everything so
Yeah,
far.
well, we know.
And the amount of time they had to get that trailer, the beautifully
Yeah.
done.
Yeah, it
It's
was
a
a good
great
trailer.
trailer.
I mean, it's an expensive.
They're not going to hold on to it for
Good.
too long.
They
won't.
spent money on that trailer,
good.
in my
It's good.
opinion.
It's good
So
stuff.
I don't. Yeah, I think you're gonna get it. We're gonna get it in the spring, and we're gonna start planning that watch party because we need it.
We're having one. Just
Oh
so
my
everyone knows.
God.
I don't know what that means,
Absolutely.
but we're having
one.
We're
I don't
having
care
one.
where
Okay,
it is.
where?
Let's try to touch on where they filmed
Yeah.
that we know of. I know a few places. They went to the Schooner Aurora, which was the big ship that they were on.
Yeah.
And that's part of the whole, Regatta Place, Ocean Cliff, all that. That's part of all that. So I know they were at like Ocean Cliff and went out on the boat. We know that they filmed it where, like Goddard.
They put it to Goddard
Beach.
So the
Park,
Goddard
right?
Park of it all is really where we should have that's where we should have the watch party. That seems to be a big.
It's my favorite.
That seems to be a big thing for some
It
people
is.
that we're
that's
hanging
like
on to.
that is an inside baseball thing. If you're a Rhode Islander, you understand. If you were watching from out of state, that
You would have
might
no
not
idea.
understand.
You think it's
Yeah.
this gorgeous beachfront property,
Right.
And then you see some of the behind the scenes photos and you're reminded, oh, I had a birthday party there when I was like 6.
Right.
You know
Beautiful
what I mean?
place. It's
Right.
just
A field
not,
trip there to see
you
the
know,
equestrian.
It's not
Yes.
Narragansett
Yeah.
Town Beach or
Right.
Second Beach in Middletown.
But you
or
can put
whatever.
lipstick on a pig.
Yeah.
And
There's no better way to put it.
And it's going to look absolutely gorgeous. They also collabed with some event companies too to make it look
Oh,
glam.
I'm sure. I'm
yeah.
sure. But do we know of any like restaurants that they filmed at?
Chapel View. There's a restaurant at Chapel View that I know had them several times.
When it was Chapel Grill or Circe, or was it not that? Okay.
So in the Chapel View sphere,
Yeah.
I think Circe filmed a couple times, allegedly.
How long were they filming for here? Do we know? Was it like a couple months?
As far as I know, and I could be wrong. Again,
I love Becca's prefacing everything. As far as I know,
it was end of May, beginning of June, straight through September.
So
They
actually
filmed
the
these
beauty
quick,
of Rhode
though.
Island
They
in the
filmed these
summer,
really quick.
Yeah,
But I also think that they filmed some testing shots even as far as a year ago.
because there's some people that we had talked about. We won't say names because they were
Yeah.
all alleged.
Yeah.
That did not make that list. But we're posting. I felt like things
Or
that made
maybe
it
they're
seem
a
like
friend,
they were on
but they're
it.
not on the official cast.
Sure, we might be seeing people who were this close to being cast,
Okay.
and then maybe production and casting were like, you know what? Let's give her a shot at. She's just not ready yet,
Not ready
or
yet,
the
or-
family's not ready yet.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
family also has a say in this whole
You
thing.
have
Yeah,
to,
that's
you
true.
have to
That's
consider
true.
that. I mean, this is such. We're already seeing headlines on national publications about this show. And as Dolores now has famously said at Bravocon, that they're very green here in Rhode Island. It's almost like they don't know what
they're getting into.
But I like that though.
No, I love it.
I love that they're authentically them. I love that they're not chronically online like so much of us are, and how so many of the housewives are now.
It'll be interesting to
And they
see,
have
though,
to
what
know that
happens. Will they keep kind of grounded, or will this just,
because they have to know at this point everything comes out. Like everything comes out, whether it's going to be the Bravo fanatics that like are digging,
good or bad.
Can I just say this? It seems like the Bravo community, who don't even live here, seem to be embracing the show more than even the Rhode Islanders.
Does
who
it?
do live
Yeah.
here. Just from my just quick
I think it's just time for a new one, like time for a new place. You think that's what it is?
It's absolutely time for a new place. They want new people to obsess over and be fans of. That's
all
on
right.
the Bravo
We're going to take
side.
a really quick break, and we're going to come back and wrap it up super quick. We will be right back. All right, super quick. We only have about a minute and a half left. Other franchises. Vicky G, is she back at OC?
This one, she comes, she goes.
Isn't it amazing?
It's like she's a cat. She has 9 lives on
she
Bravo
does.
at this point.
Do you think she was really surprised by being asked back?
No, I think
No,
that
nothing
she
is
knew
a surprise.
what was happening, but I know we have a short time, but I saw this post that was like, imagine us all cheering in a convention hall for an insurance agent holding a piece of fruit. And it's so true, like how unserious Bravo is. But I'm excited about that. I love the reconciliation
I was just
of
gonna ask you this.
the Gordons
Yes, that's going to be big in
the
Jersey.
Giudice family.
You think it's genuine?
No, nothing is.
I hope
nothing
so.
is. But I hope so too. I'm excited to see Rachel Zoe on Beverly Hills.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Why? I love Beverly Hills.
I
love Beverly Hills.
Yeah, but you love Rachel Zoe.
I am an OG Rachel.
Yes, you are.
Rachel Zoe. All right, 30 seconds. One other thing you're looking forward to seeing in the Bravo verse.
Yeah, I'm excited about Summer House. I'm excited about the Summer House continuation that is sort of an answer to The Valley, which is more about Lindsay and how they all kind of grow up outside of Summer House. And of course, I love The Valley, and I will give the new Vanderpump Rules a shot. It's a whole new cast.
Yeah. Yep. All right.
That's
unfortunately all we have time for, which I'm so sad about. So Becca will have to come back very soon.
Can't wait.
Thanks for joining us today on Spotlight New England. We'll see you next time.